Hello, and welcome. Today is May 9th. It is still May, Lyme Disease Awareness Month. My name is Ryan Kearns. I'm here to talk to you about Lyme disease. Today, I want to answer the question. It's a burning question that I get every single day. I get this question so often that it's definitely the number one question I receive, and I constantly hear this question all the time. And that question is Lyme disease forever? How long does Lyme disease last? People want to know if they have to take herbs for the rest of their life or if it's just something that they're going through right now. They want to know if Lyme disease symptoms can pop up at any time in their life or if they just need to get through this certain period of their life. So I'm here to answer that question today. First of all, Lyme disease is not necessarily it doesn't last forever. That's the simple answer, is that no, Lyme disease does not last forever. And the reason I say that, and people might actually get mad that I say that, is because personally, I was able to get through Lyme disease. Now, that doesn't mean every single person will get better from Lyme disease. It's obviously a recurring problem that we see for long periods of time for a lot of people. In fact, I talked to somebody today who said they've been dealing with Lyme disease for 48 years. Now that is very sad, very unfortunate. I hate to hear that. It's very disheartening and it's not great. But the good news is that it's possible to get better. And even if you don't get all the way better, it's always possible to make progress, right? It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen quickly or easily, but it is possible to make progress and it's possible to get better. The last thing I want to do is destroy people's hope. And as a holistic nutritionist and a healer, I must believe that it is possible to get better. Otherwise, I would not be willing to try to do this work. I would be failing every single day if I was trying to help people and they weren't getting better. So I wouldn't be doing this work. I wouldn't be able to share the message that I share every day, and I wouldn't be able to help so many people like I already have. So to answer the question, you can get better. You can take back your body. You can feel like yourself again. This is not only something I believe, it's something I've seen over and over again, first within myself, then within a lot of my clients, and it just keeps snowballing and happening to more and more of the clients that work with us that use the LymeWars herbs available at LymeDiseaseWars.com. And just the everyday people that I talk to. Some people don't work with me, but they come and tell me their story. And I've heard at this point thousands of Lyme disease stories, and many people are getting better regardless of what everyone else has to say. See, some people think that once you have Lyme disease, you have it forever and there's no way to get rid of it, which isn't exactly true. See, the truth is it's impossible to actually prove that you've gotten better because there's no test that can prove that you've been cured from Lyme disease according to the CDC. So the reason we need to use the methods according to the CDC is because that is what is recognized worldwide for doctors and medical professionals. So we must kind of operate within those rules to some extent. So the CDC says there is no test to prove that you've cured Lyme disease. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Now, the way that I know that I healed myself from Lyme disease is I haven't had any symptoms whatsoever for the past 8+ years. There's no symptoms, no joint pain, no heart problems, no fainting, none of the insomnia, none of the mental problems, the brain fog that I was dealing with 8 years ago happens to me today. It just doesn't happen. It's gone. And the reason it's gone is because I took an entire year to focus heavily on just my health, doing everything I can under holistic wellness umbrella that makes sense for Lyme disease, studying everything I can about Lyme disease, and getting certified as a holistic nutritionist so that I can heal my body from the inside out and the outside in. And it wasn't easy, and it wasn't fast, and it wasn't super attainable for anybody to do, if I'm being completely honest. It was actually difficult. It was a hard time. I made mistakes along the way. I learned so much, and I had to devote myself to healing the body. And once I did that, things started to happen. Things started to get better, but it wasn't overnight. It didn't just happen. There's no magic pill or push button answer. It actually takes time, energy, focus. It takes understanding and doing the right steps each and every day, which is difficult. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not lie about it. Let's not say it's something that it isn't. Let's just confront the truth about what's actually going on here instead of trying to make it seem like something it's not. That's always been my intention and my goal with this channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We're posting videos pretty often, especially in May, Lyme Disease Awareness Month. If this video is helpful for you or any of the other videos on this channel, there's over 300, by the way. If any of them are helpful for you, we implore you to share those with other people, especially this month as we're trying to raise awareness for Lyme disease, and not only for Lyme disease, but how to get better and how to heal the body from the inside out. So, the answer to the question is it is possible to get better. It does take time and it is difficult. And even if you don't get all the way better and feel 150%, there's still ways to make progress. And oftentimes when we're dealing with Lyme disease, there's root causes. There's root causes that are not Lyme microbes themselves. So maybe you're doing everything you can to kill Lyme microbes, clear them out of your system, detoxify the body, but you still have some underlying root causes. You still have some other things that are causing pain and discomfort, and maybe some joint pain. Is the joint pain being caused by Lyme microbes, or is there just lactic acid buildup? Or maybe you're low on hyaluronic acid in your joints, so it's just like stuck and not feeling very good when you bend your joints. There's a lot of different reasons that things happen within the body, and it's very narrow-minded for some people to say, oh, it must be my Lyme disease causing this problem, when it's not proven that it is, right? If they know for a fact that it is, that's different. But there's root causes that can be causing symptoms that are not Lyme microbes. And once you get Lyme disease, it's very easy to say that everything that's wrong, everything that you feel that hurts, every time you have pain, every time you have a symptom, to just say, it must be my Lyme disease. And so you go on thinking that you're never going to get better because you just keep having symptoms over and over again. And the truth is, it takes a very, very talented professional to understand, to look at each and every area of the body, to understand all of the root causes, understand how everything works together, understand the different supplements that we can take that can actually help us overcome some of these roadblocks, understand how the body actually operates so we can get through these roadblocks and lift the curtain and figure out how to fix the problems that are underlying Lyme disease. That is what can give you the most progress on your journey, in my opinion. It's not going to be just some pill that you take and everything is fixed. That's not quite how it works with Lyme disease. It's a holistic wellness journey that we all have to go on, and we're all different. Lyme is not Lyme, is not Lyme. It's different depending on what type of tick you got bit by or how you contracted the illness. It's different based on your specific body, the symptoms you experience, the way you experience those symptoms, what the microbes do once they're in your body. There's so many things that change Lyme disease for each and every one of us. And one thing always remains true, is that it's always different for all of us. So that's why it takes someone who actually understands the process and what's going on inside the body to help you get through this. And that's really, really the most powerful thing you can do. That's why we started offering a 6-week program so we can help people dial in their nutrition, their supplements, their herbs, their mindset, their lifestyle around the healing process, rather than just taking the herbs and hoping they get better, which is also a great thing that you can do, but it doesn't always check all the boxes. It checks many of them, but it doesn't always get you through those underlying root causes that could be causing symptoms that are not Lyme disease or co-infections. Which, by the way, have a quick question here. Donna asks, does your protocol remove Bartonella? Well, to answer the question directly, yes, this herbal protocol helps with Bartonella. Now, when you say remove Bartonella, that's kind of a different story. That's more referring to detoxification. It's referring to, actually directly killing Bartonella. And perhaps, yes, many times it will, because Angiographis is known for killing Bartonella, killing parasites, killing Lyme microbes. And then we have Japanese knotweed, known for protecting the heart and the brain, crossing the blood-brain barrier, and helping with detoxification. So that can definitely help with Bartonella. The herbal protocol at LymeDiseaseWars.com has been shown to help with Lyme disease, Borrelia burgdorferi, Babesia, Bartonella, Ehrlichia, Anaplasma, Chlamydia. I could go on and on. Spotted fever, rickettsiosis. That's a tough word to say, isn't it? Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and so many more of the co-infections. The truth is, when you get Lyme disease, you usually do not just get Borrelia burgdorferi. You usually get a cocktail of different co-infections that come with it. And that's because ticks just carry many, many different co-infections all the time. They don't usually just have one single microbe in their body. They actually usually infect us with many different microbes. So it's usually best to just assume that you have co-infections when you have Lyme disease, especially if you got your diagnosis based on a rash and not a test. And even if you did get the test, those tests are they're not very sensitive, and they're not very accurate. And there's a difference between sensitivity and accuracy in testing, which I could go deep into, but I don't think I'm going to do that in this video. But basically all you need to know is that when you test for Lyme disease and co-infections, you may or may not get a positive result. You may get a false negative, etc., etc. So, yes, the answer to the question is the herbal protocol can definitely help with the co-infections that come from Lyme disease. That's why on the website, when you go to LymeDiseaseWars.com, you'll see that we write Lyme and co-infections many times on the website. And that's because you can basically assume that you have those co-infections if you have Lyme disease. It's just part of the process. It's more likely than not that there is some, if not all, of the co-infections involved in your infection anyway. So that's the answer to that question. Is Lyme forever? No, it is not, and I will fight on that hill. I will keep sharing that message, because if it wasn't possible to get better, if it wasn't possible for me to help as many people as possible, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sharing this message. I wouldn't be trying my hardest to help people and providing all of the tools and tips that I provide every single day, because it just wouldn't make sense, would it? If I didn't think it was going to actually help people get better, I would be completely wasting my time. So I don't think that Lyme disease is forever. It's not proven that you have cured Lyme disease, which is the problem, and it's why people say that it's forever. It's because we can't actually prove that it's cured. But if there's no symptoms for 8 years, what do you call that, right? I call it cured. What's the point of assuming you have Lyme disease? Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been 8 years already with no symptoms, but maybe year 9, year 10, I all of a sudden get symptoms again. So maybe the truth is that Lyme disease can come back at any given point. The reason for that is because a lot of times these microbes, they evade, they avoid, they know how to, they curl up into these, they curl up into round balls and kind of hide inside our body. And then when there's no attack on the body on the microbes from the immune system, from herbs, from antibiotics, they roll back out to full form and start causing symptoms again. Now, I see this happen all the time. People tell me, I took antibiotics, I felt better, I waited a month or two, the symptoms came back. I hear that story so often, almost every day. Somebody tells me a similar story to that. And it's because when we use antibiotics, the Lyme microbes' alarm bells start ringing and they start insisting into a ball-shaped form. They start creating biofilms. They start evading and avoiding the immune system. They start doing things to try and escape, really, the attack from antibiotics. And that's why antibiotics don't always work the best. When you compare them to herbs herbs don't actually usually ring those alarm bells. The microbes don't usually notice that there's herbal therapy going on, that there's plants inside the system that could potentially kill them, and they just over time kill the Lyme microbes, and you end up detoxifying them out of the body. But with antibiotics, sometimes we kill Lyme microbes and they break into fragments as well. And those fragments can actually regenerate into the full form and start causing symptoms again. So we always see that happen. When people use antibiotics, the Lyme microbes die, or partly die is the truth, and then they come back later. So that's why that story occurs over and over and over again. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard, I used doxycycline, I felt so much better, and then a few months passed and now my symptoms are back. And it's hard to hear that story so often, because you just want to tell people, like, just don't, it's not don't take doxycycline, but it's like you've got to do everything in your power to fix the problem the first time, which is probably, to be completely honest, you want to use the herbs because they also help rebuild and repair any damage that's occurred and protect our organs from receiving more damage and allowing the microbes to penetrate deeper into the body. And so those are two of the main I don't know if that was 2 or 3 things, but those are some of the things that the herbs can do that antibiotics cannot do. So if you're using antibiotics, you should use herbs as well to make sure that you're checking all the boxes. And finally, you want to make sure that you're detoxing these out of your system, because like I said, you could break up these microbes, kill these microbes, but they end up becoming small fragments of microbes, right? If you've ever seen a spirochete microbe, it's basically like a curly fry looking thing, but it's very, 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 very small. So you can only see it under a very high powered microscope. And when they break into very small pieces, they can actually regenerate eventually back into their full form, and then start causing the symptoms, penetrating our cells, penetrating brain cells, heart cells, moving deeper into the body, stealing collagen, stealing magnesium, and surviving and thriving in the body again. So what we really want to do is make sure that if we are breaking up these microbes and killing these microbes, and they're in that small fragment type form, that we're detoxing those out of the body as well, which requires a plan, really. It requires doing a few things very consistently for a long period of time until your body is completely cleared of the infection, which for some reason doctors don't share with us when we go to the doctor. They kind of just say, here's an antibiotic, it should go away. But they don't address the fact that that we need to protect our organs from getting, penetrated deeper. We need to rebuild and repair any damage that's already there. We need to detoxify these microbes out of the body. Otherwise, it's just going to keep happening over and over and over again on a loop, on repeat, which is sad, really. And it's tough. It's tough for people to deal with, but that's why I'm here, and I'm here to share all the ways that we can do that. So real quick, some really quick detoxification tips. I'll share them with you right now, mine as well, since we're talking about it. Number 1, drink lots of water. The more hydrated we are, the better we'll do with detoxification. In fact, Borrelia burgdorferi specifically many times like to live and hang out inside the bladder. So if we can just release out of the bladder as often as possible, that means pee a lot, we're helping with detoxification. We're also helping the liver and the kidneys get a ton of water flowing through them so that we continue to detoxify and remove toxins from the body. Secondly, eat a lot of fiber. You guessed it, we talked about going number 1. Well, you want to go number 2 a lot as well if you're trying to detoxify the body and remove things from the body. There's really only three ways that things can get out of the body, and that's pee, poop, and sweat, right? So we got to make sure we're doing all 3 of those. Now, sweat doesn't necessarily remove microbes through the skin when you're sweating, but it does turn on the kidneys and the liver to work a little bit harder and detoxify a little bit more. And it's very, very good for you to sweat regularly when you have Lyme disease. That's why I always recommend using a sauna, if not exercising hard every single day. I know it's difficult for people to exercise hard enough to work up a sweat if they're dealing with Lyme disease symptoms and achy joints and headaches and fainting and heart problems, and they're dealing with all that. It's very difficult to exercise hard every day. That's why we use saunas to kind of help with that. And with the sauna, you really just sit there and sweat. It's pretty relaxing. It's obviously stressful as well because you are putting your body through that stress. Your heart rate does rise very high and you are pouring sweat, and it becomes difficult to stay in the sauna after a little while, but that little bit of stress can help a lot with turning on your kidneys and your liver, getting the detoxification pathways opened up and allowing us to remove toxins, microbes, heavy metals, anything that's causing any problems in the body. So we always recommend sauna as well, especially if you're not able to do heavy cardio in order to get yourself sweating. So there's 3 quick and easy ways to start detoxifying, and they don't take much time, effort, or money. Saunas, you might be surprised here. You might be thinking, oh, that's expensive. I don't know if I can do that. I have to go to like some health club or some fancy spa. You don't. I personally bought a tent-like sauna. Basically, it's a tent that you sit inside of, and hot air is pushed into the tent, and only your head sticks out. It looks pretty funny, but you end up sweating a lot, and it gets the job done. And they're only like maybe $100 on Amazon, maybe a little bit more than that. They're not that much money as you might think. They're not like, thousands of dollars to fit some sauna to your house, and you don't have to go to some health spa where you have like a sauna package either. You can just get a very simple one, do it 2 to 4 times a week, and get your sweat running, get the pores opened up, the kidneys turned on, the liver turned on, the detoxification pathways opened up so that you can detox those microbes out of the body. It's incredibly valuable and important. And on top of that, one more tip when it comes to detoxification: try to drink a ton of water first thing in the morning, right when you wake up. If you're a coffee drinker, before you have your coffee, drink a huge glass of water. I'm talking about, I drink like a 32-ounce glass of water before I even have anything else. And the reason you do that is it helps to start up those kidneys and get them moving, get them filtering out anything that's sitting in your body, and it just kind of starts your whole body up, gets everything moving, gets the detox pathways opens up, just like I've been talking about, and so much more. So give that a try. All of those things will help with detoxification. And when you get the LymeWars Herb Box, we actually have a free 21-day detoxification course that comes with it. It's completely free with the purchase of a LymeWars Herb Box, which you can get at LymeDiseaseWars.com. And that's pretty much it. That's everything that I have for you today. Hopefully this video finds you well. I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're dealing with your Lyme symptoms in the best way that you know how. Hanging in there. Remember that this is a fight. This is a war. Every day can be a battle, but it's the long-term decisions that matter. It is averages over time. The body works on averages over time. So, just stick with it for the long term. This is a long-term war. This is not something that is won in one single swoop, in one single anything, really. It takes time. It takes energy. I know it can feel difficult, but I'm here for you in any way that I could possibly be. Just reach out if you need anything so I can support you on your journey. I'm here to help you. And everything that we do here on this channel is to help. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And, almost forgot. I have a free book called The Lyme Survival Guide that you can download completely for free. The link for that is in the description below this video. Just go in the description below. You'll find the link to get the LymeWars Herb Box if you're interested. If not, you can get the free ebook that details 6 different methods that we use for fighting back against Lyme disease so that you can take back your body and feel like yourself again. So hopefully this video finds you well. Again, my name is Ryan Kearns, and I'm your Lyme disease coach. I'm here to help if you need anything. So reach out, help@LymeDiseaseWars.com, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you so much. Talk later.